Hello YouTube and welcome to Full Dottle, a channel dedicated to tamping topics such as pipes, tobacco, lore, and more. I am your host, the Bearded Briarman, and without further ado, let's get lit. Welcome back everyone, and on this episode of Full Dottle, I'm going to be giving my full review of Sutliff Crumble Kake, Red Virginia. But first, a little housekeeping. I am smoking a Peterson Dracula 80S sandblasted. I just picked this pipe up during Pipe Week. I can already hear everybody now, but Bearded Briarman, you don't like Peterson pipes. Well, that's true for the most part. I'm not a big fan of Peterson pipes. However, I am a big fan of all things Halloween, Dracula being one of those. If you watch my channel, you know I've already got a Dracula Series 999 Rhodesian shape, but just during Pipe Week, I got an email from smokingpipes.com that said that they had the new 80S shape in. I'm a Bulldog fan, and so I had to get it. And here it is. Still smokes just a little bit gurgly, not bad though. So this was a straight Red Virginia, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is absolutely everything that I look for in a Red Virginia. As far as the tin aroma, this tobacco has a pleasantly sweet, bready aroma, but the vinegar type fermented smell is a bit shocking to the nose, and for this reason, I gave it a 3.5. On sufficiently dry, this tobacco was a bit too moist for my liking, so I gave it 10 minutes drying time to the open air, and for this reason, I gave it a 4. On fruity, nutty, woody, the tobacco offers light cedar and oak, black walnut and undergrowth. It has loads of ryeberry and malted grains with stewed fruits, plum, raisins, and raspberry. For this reason, I gave it a 3. On spice, there isn't a lot of spice with this tobacco, but on a nasal exhale, you can catch a faint spice note, and for this reason, I gave it a 1.5. On tang, this tobacco offers buckets of acidic tart lemon, lime zest, vinegar, and a slight bittersweet aftertaste that was pleasant to the tongue. For this reason, I gave it a 5. On sweetness, this tobacco offers a generous amount of toasted wheat bread with light pastry-like sweetness and undertones of brown sugar. And for this reason, I gave it a 2.5. On depth, the tobacco offers every flavor characteristics of a Red Virginia in abundance, and for this reason, I gave it a 5. For complexity, although this is a straight tobacco, it has more layers than many components heavy blends do, but does lack the complexity offered by those blends. And so for this reason, I gave it a 3. On balance, again, this is a straight tobacco, and it didn't need to balance between different components. But the aging and pressing process of this tobacco created a very balanced flavor throughout with no deviation. And for this reason, I gave it a 2.5. On smoothness, this tobacco was very smooth, but did have an acidic tartness that created a sharp tone. And for this reason, I gave it a 4.5. On the high point, this tobacco offered everything you expect from a quality Red Virginia. The depth and complexity is nothing short of praiseworthy. and for this reason, I gave it a 5. For the low point, it was very difficult to find anything to be disappointed with in this tobacco, but it has enough of a bitter edge to distract from its more desirable attributes, and for this reason, I gave it a 3.5. For Burns Cool, the tobacco does have a tendency to get a bit hot after the midway point of the bowl, so for this reason, I gave it a 3.5. Overall, this tobacco received a 46.5 out of 65, which gives it a recommendation rating of 72%. Keep in mind, this is a straight red Virginia. If you don't like red Virginias, you're not going to like this tobacco at all. This is absolutely everything I have been looking for in a red Virginia. You get that rye berry, that malted grain. There are so many stewed dark fruits in this. You get the sweetness from the Virginia. It's just overall extremely pleasant. And then it also has the complexity of offering that woody and nutty flavor as well. I cannot recommend this tobacco enough if you like red Virginias. If you don't know whether or not you like red Virginias because you've never really tried any, just a word of warning. The tartness that you get from a really good red Virginia like this is going to be a little bit unusual to you, I would think. It's almost like somebody has a lemon and just squirts a little drop in your mouth. It has that much acidicness to it, which for some people might put them off. But this is a wonderful tobacco through and through. Like I said, I cannot recommend it enough. That's going to do it for this episode of Full Dottle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And until the next time we see each other, I bid you farewell and happy piping. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to enlist in the Full Dottle platoon. It's easy. Just click the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as I upload the next episode.